Once upon a time, there was a camel who carried loads for a merchant caravan. One day, after walking a long distance and becoming very tired, he thought to himself, "The world is vast, the desert is wide, the trees and grass are green, and the water flows in springs. All these animals live freely and comfortably in the wilderness. Why should I work so hard and carry loads for just a bit of straw and hay? How long must I toil like this?" He remained in these thoughts for some time. One day, when he had no load and found an opportunity, he slipped away from the other camels, hid from the camel driver, and wandered off into the desert. There he began to graze freely and travel wherever he pleased. For a few days he roamed joyfully, until one day he came upon a lush and beautiful forest and entered it. The camel did not know that a fierce lion, the chief of the predators, lived in that forest, along with a sharp-clawed wolf, a cunning jackal, and a black-eyed crow. These three served the lion. Whenever they found a tasty, fat prey, they would inform the lion. He would hunt it, and they would eat from the leftovers. Under the lion's protection, they lived comfortably. The camel knew none of this, and continued wandering pleasantly through the forest, eating grass, until suddenly he came face to face with the lion. At first he was terrified, but he approached the lion respectfully, greeted him politely, and offered compliments. The lion, thinking that keeping such a large, strong camel would be a sign of honor, greeted him warmly. The camel explained he wanted to live freely. The lion replied kindly, "You are free. If you wish to live here, we will protect you." The camel was delighted by the lion's kindness. He remained in the forest, eating, sleeping, and blessing the lion. Day by day he grew fatter and healthier. This continued until one day the lion, while hunting, encountered a furious elephant. A fierce battle broke out, and the lion was injured and barely escaped. Wounded and exhausted, he returned home and was unable to hunt for several days. When the lion fell ill, the wolf, jackal, and crow, who depended on his hunts, were left hungry. The lion, seeing their sadness, told them, "I am deeply sorry to see you hungry. Your suffering troubles me more than my own wounds. Since I cannot go far to hunt, go search around the forest, and if you find any prey nearby, come tell me so I can hunt it for you." The three left the lion and gathered in a quiet corner to discuss. The wolf said, "My friends, an idea has come to me. This camel is a stranger here and very fat and juicy now. We have no bond with him, and the lion gains no benefit from him. If we can persuade the lion to kill the camel, he will have food for several days, and we will feast as well." The jackal replied, "That may be true, but the lion won't agree so easily. He has given the camel his protection and considers him his guest. We must not encourage the lion to break his word. It is wrong, and the lion won't accept it." The crow said, "This requires a trick. Let me go and return, then I will explain the rest." The crow approached the lion. The lion asked, "Well, did you find any prey? Did you search everywhere?" The crow answered, "Master, we searched thoroughly, but hunger has clouded our vision and weakened our legs. The jackal is faint, and the wolf is in pain. However, there is one matter that, with your permission, could solve all our troubles. May I speak plainly?" "Speak," said the lion. The crow said, "The truth is that the camel is a stranger and of no use. He has grown so fat from eating and resting in your forest. The best solution is to use his meat for now." Before he could finish, the lion roared angrily, "Shame on such friends who have no loyalty or honor. How could we harm the camel after giving him our word? How dare you suggest that I break my promise?" The crow calmly replied, "You are right, but scholars say that when necessary, the life of one may be sacrificed for the many. We are four, and he is one. Besides, he owes you much. You have saved him from being slaughtered by butchers or eaten by wild animals. And even if he lived another 100 years, in the end he would die anyway. We are ready to sacrifice ourselves for your health." The lion fell silent and sank into thought. The crow quickly returned to the others. The plan worked. Now we must trick the camel. So they approached the camel, who was resting by a spring. The jackal said, "Dear camel, the lion is sick. We must go to him and offer to sacrifice ourselves to comfort him. If you agree, come with us." The camel, hearing their kind words, agreed. Since all I have received is kindness, I shall accompany you." So all together they approached the lion. The crow offered himself, but the jackal said, "You are too small." The jackal offered himself, but the wolf said, "You are too thin." The wolf offered himself, but the others cried, "Your meat is harmful." The lion remained silent. Finally, the gullible camel said, "O mighty lion, I too am ready to sacrifice myself." Before he could finish, all three shouted, "Bravo, your meat is perfect." They all pounced upon him. The camel, shocked and confused, did not even cry out as they tore him apart. And thus ended the story of the gullible camel who was deceived by the sweet words of his enemies.